Palestinian issue, look, I mean,
the PA issue,
the PA was created out of Oslo in 1993, and the PA was created as a temporary agency for 5 years, which should have then transited to what would have been a Palestinian state. The PNA was created to offer its people two things: better lives and freedom. It could deliver on nothing. Now, obviously, it has to do a lot of its internal work as well, but the other flip of the coin is that Israel did not provide the conditions conducive for the PA to be able to move forward. So the loss of credibility by the PNA is also greatly due to the fact that Israel did not honor Oslo. On the contrary, it went on with creating hurdles to it being able to serve its people and serve the cause of peace. And just one example, Tom, I mean, both Sameh and I, Minister Shukri and I were in the room in February of last year when we started the Aqaba Sharm process. And we started the Aqaba Sharm process at the time with the hope of creating a pause of 6 months during which we'll have some confidence-building measures that would take us to engagement on political horizon. The Israelis in Aqaba and then a month later in Sharm el-Sheikh signed to a number of commitments, and the US was in the room and the Palestinians were there as well, and nothing was implemented. So now I think ultimately elections will have to be the answer that the Palestinians themselves they want to do, but in order to have elections, you have to have conditions conducive for elections. That's not there too. We have a new Palestinian government now, and we've been all of us engaging to see how we can help. And the new Palestinian government has asserted that it will be independent, transparent, that will ensure good governance system, and that must happen not just to convince the world, but to convince the Palestinians as well, and to be able to serve the Palestinians better. But if you bring the best government on earth and you entrust it with running the affairs of the Palestinians on the West Bank now, in the current conditions where economy is suffocated, security operations into Palestinian cities and towns, settlement growth and settler terrorism, confiscation of land, no economic horizon, no political horizon, they're doomed to failure. So the challenge in all of us, and we're engaged in that conversation amongst ourselves, also with our partners in Europe and the United States, how do we enable the PA and how do we enable an environment conducive for the success of the PA? Of course, when it comes to Gaza, it's a different beast. There are lots of other requirements that we touched upon that need to be there. But ultimately, everything's interconnected. We have to, again, go back to the drawing board. What is it that we want? We want a just and lasting and comprehensive peace. What is the path? I mean, what will achieve that peace? The two-state solution. Why are we not having the two-state solution? Because we have an Israeli government that says no to the two-state solution. We in the Arab world are offering, again, we have a goal, we're offering a plan, we're ready to engage with all our partners to make sure that we go to that end game, which will bring peace and security to Palestinian Israelis. But the one question that I would ask, and I'd like you to ask, is if we come up with the best plan ever, and all of us in the international community agree that this is the plan to go forward, and then Netanyahu and his government say no, what happens then? Will he face consequences? Because if he does not, he's going to continue with more of the same. So I think we really have to call a spade and say the party that is responsible for denying Palestinians, Israelis, the whole region peace must be held accountable, and all of us must come together to prevent it from dooming the future to conflict. And this is the quintessential question that we have not yet seen any answer to. And if we don't answer that, I think we'll be moving in the same cycle, and that would be an environment conducive to more violence, more conflict. And the amount of dehumanization and hatred that has come out of this latest round of confrontation, of the aggression on Gaza and all, is beyond description. And I think one challenge we all need to think about is how do we navigate around that once the guns go silent, and they will go silent. And we cannot navigate around that unless, again, we offer that big move, that transformative move that convince people that ultimately, finally, after 30 years of negotiations, the end game is near and we're about to get there.